Hey guys, it's 101 right now. So this is another confirmation that what I want to talk to you guys about is going to be very beneficial, especially if you have children who are indigos and who have spiritual gifts that were intentionally brought to this earth, to this time, to make a change, to make a difference. Mission is more connected to homes, connected to family backgrounds, connected to change for nature and things like that, and to challenge again the norm, right? Again, it's the same, it's almost similar to twin flames, but children have chosen to reincarnate, and these are children who very well were brought up with families in heaven who chose to stay in heaven and have their own mission in heaven. And again, the divine respects what decision you make and what you choose to do, if you want to reincarnate or not, or if you want to stay in heaven or not, but many decided to come here because we wanted to make a change. And those of us twin flames who decided to reincarnate, it was not a question. It was not a question, because divine feminines as divine masculines, it's part of our nature to take action when it's needed. It's an honor to even take this opportunity, to reincarnate in this earth and make a difference to the world, right? So again, I'm not gonna go too much in depth with twin flames, because you guys can just go back to my previous videos so you guys can understand. But twin flames in general, the main purpose here is to question the norm and to also challenge the norm, and that varies from in regards to partnership, marriage, equality, things like that, and relationships in general, to challenge what is and how is a true relationship, or how should a relationship function. So that's what twin flames mission here is for. Secondly, indigos, okay, their mission is more specific. It's not broad, okay? Their mission is basically to question society and how they function, starting from the birthright, starting from where did it started, like why is there issues in regards to Mother Earth, in regards to how people recycle or don't recycle? Why is there problems in regards to just throwing trash in the ocean? And it comes from where it starts. That's what indigo children are mainly mission here is for, is to question the birth of everything and to challenge it, to stand up for it. Because when children stand up for something, it's different, right? How do you say, it's like a meteor star or meteor rock that just blows at you, and you're just like, oh my god, like that is a child who is telling me this is wrong. That's the purpose of it, because there's many adults in this 3D world that does not even pay attention to children. They actually abuse children, they ignore children, and manipulate children. And this connects to my previous video before this one, where it's titled "The World is in Ascension." And this is why is the world in ascension right now, right? So this will connect to that. There is something that I want you guys to be fully aware, okay? And it has a lot to do with the flaws of this educational system in this world in general. Many children are being brought up wrongly. The educational system that we entrusted as a human society for the whatever our community is, our local community, our government in general, we entrusted them to teach and make this system that's built on their own limitation, their foundation that's limited, right? And what is that? I want you guys to watch this.
Which doll is the black doll? And which one is the white doll?
That one.
Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty?
Because she's white and she has 2 eyes.
Which doll is the ugly doll? Why is that doll ugly?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Like me.
Yeah, which one looks like you?
And that one.
Okay.
That doll.
Can you show me the doll that is the nice doll? And why is that the nice doll?
She's white.
And can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay. And can you and why does that look bad?
Because it's black.
And why do you think that's a nice doll?
Because she's white.
And can you give me the doll that looks like you? "15 out of the 21 children preferred the white doll."
Okay, why is she the smart child?
Because she looks like me.
Okay. Show me the mean child. Okay, why is she the mean child?
Because she's way doctor.
Okay. Show me the good child. Why is she the good child?
Because I think she looks like me.
Okay. Show me the bad child. Why is she the bad child?
Because she's a lot darker.
Show me the ugly child. Why is she the ugly child?
Because she's like, a lot darker.
¿Cuál muñeco es bonito? ¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Cuál muñeco es malo? ¿Cuál muñeco es malo? ¿Y por qué?
Porque, bueno, este es moreno y este es blanco.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Por qué?
Porque a mí no me gusta el color café.
¿Cuál muñeco te gusta más? ¿Cuál muñeco es bueno? ¿Y por qué?
Porque no me da miedo los dedos porque tengo más confianza con un poco más así como este y tengo mucha confianza.
¿Cuál muñeco es malo? ¿Por qué?
No sé.
So, after having watched that, what is your take on it? It's wrong, right? Why? Because instead of explaining to the child, which any parent should, every parent should, you should teach the child, explain the child, right? That this is why it should not be. But why is it that there's children who already is in that mindset frame to understand what's white and black? They're just choosing what's really not right, but in their mind it's right. It's because, again, foundation. What kind of foundation were you built on? And how, as a parent, how did you pass that on to your children? What kind of foundation did you give to your children? Mentally, emotionally, everything. It's included in everything. Why? This is so important. And this is the one things that I want to focus on is about children. Many of you have known, I've said it many times in my videos, I'm very close to children. Children who have passed away, children who have been abandoned, abused. In all my lifetimes, I've done nothing but help children. Because this is where my heart is. Okay? If you are a parent, are you acting it as a parent, or are you just telling your children, like for example, your kid wants a toy, do you just give the toy? Or do you explain? Or do you train your child, discipline your child, teach your child, the boundaries, and explain why to the point where it's not manipulating to just do what you want. So you have to convince them that, oh, it's your way, oh, because I'm older than you, oh, because I'm your dad or I'm your mom. No, children minds are innocent, but it's gifted, and you cannot sway an indigo child. I will say that right now. Many children who are not indigos, they're easily manipulated, easily swayed. But indigo children are very, very intelligent because it's in them. It's their energy. It's a gift that the divine gave when they were born. They made a promise. And there are many indigo children who come and reincarnate. And then after 2 years, 3 years, or probably 5 years old, and this has been studied. It has been studied. You can look at it up. I'm not adding anything here. I'm just giving you guys an awareness. This is the issue. This is the flaw. And everyone needs to take part in focusing on how to help children. Period. Because children is the future. They are the next generation. They have hope. Why? Because they have more years to live this life. Not so much with, those of us who already aged, those of us who, you can only do what you can. But children, no, it's different. You're setting a foundation not only for them, but for who and what they put their heart into, their creativity, their mind, their heart into. You're investing in them, and they will invest what you invested in them to the world, to humanity. That is the purpose of indigo children. And I will test anyone's theory because I came across this doctor, and he's a psychologist. And I only took a piece of that video, but I'll put the link of the video in the description below, and you guys can watch it if you so like. But this piece that I'm putting here will put emphasis as to the real problem to the world. Okay? Why there are murderers, why there are looters, why there are people who are abusers, manipulators. And then they become older, and then they repeat the cycle over and over again, right?
Don't trust yourself. You learned in school it's important to always pay attention to those in charge and not to trust your own thinking. You learn to play the game, you believe your own lies. You have an advanced case of school mania, which if not stopped in its early stages can lead to severe overwork, and in advanced stages, corporate ass-kissing-itis. The trouble with normal is it puts you in a box and stifles your uniqueness. And we're doing it to the world, we're doing it to our children. We're making them fit into this space that is not natural for them. Don't be confused. Normal and natural are very, very different things, and we get them confused. We think it's normal to be apathetic about life, and there's something wrong with being enthusiastic. That's maybe normal, but it's unnatural. We think it's normal to be dropping bombs in Iraq and destroying and children's lives. I saw a child on the news today who lost both her legs in a bomb dropped by the American military, which killed several children that day. Normal, right? No, it's unnatural, and it's very upsetting. And those upsetting emotions could be considered a psychiatric illness. Psychiatry, again, is an agent of social control, and it needs to be rejected as that. And we need more tolerance for diversity, more embracing of eccentricity, more celebration of uniqueness, and more room to be different. So being silly, being light is a good way to approach it.
See, that's the issue. That is the problem. Okay? Again, what was I saying in my previous video? It's a system that is flawed, that is based on low vibration. That is the purpose why indigo children are here, is to test that, to challenge that, okay? So yes, you are very blessed if you have an indigo child, because best believe that child will be the one to help you ascend, will be the reason why you and your family members are ascending. And it's easy because that child, the energy of that child, the spiritual gifts of that child growing up in your home, it affects you in your heart chakra, very much so, okay? And being near a child who is an indigo child awakens your mind like nothing else. Like you've already come to this higher perspective, this high vibrational way of, thinking, understanding. That's what indigo children mission is for. That's their purpose. And if you have an indigo child, or if you're not sure, which it's really, you'll know, because they're the ones who truly stand out from their peers. They challenge authority. They challenge authority like no other, okay? They are leaders. I can say, if you were in heaven and there's a lot of children in heaven, they are the born children leaders. They're born that way. That's their nature. And believe it or not, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Greta Thunberg is an indigo child. Greta Thunberg. I'm sure you guys know because you've seen her challenge Trump. You've seen her be in the news, challenge people older than her. Because that's the mission. Okay? Now, indigo children, they have the freedom of will to choose what they want to put their heart into, what they want to put emphasis, what they want to change, what they want to be part of in making that change, because again, that's their mission, right? To make a change. That's why they reincarnated here. That's why they freely chose. They're the ones who voluntarily ask the divine that they want to be part of this. They want to be part of this change. That the universe is pushing everyone to be in high vibration. They weren't asked. Best believe they were not asked. But they're the ones who came forward and asked freely that we want to be part of it. They have so much conviction. A conviction that, man, if you're not in high vibration, you will be. You will be, because this indigo child will challenge you. Challenge your way of thinking. And just them talking, being in front stage, being in front of a crowd, it does not bother them one bit because it's there. The divine has given them that gift, that power, that whatever they fight for, whatever they speak for, whatever they stand for, they are very much protected and very much supported, not only by the angels, by the divine, but also by the universe itself. They are indigos for a reason. The universe supports indigo's children. They're the ones who made part of it. They're the particles that made heaven and earth. They're the stars that we see in the sky. They're more than just children, okay? They're very intelligent. And you have to know how to deal with one. You have to know how to talk to one. If you're confronted with an indigo child, you don't treat them like they don't know anything. You cannot manipulate their way of thinking and say that, oh, well, I'm an adult, so you should follow me. Or I'm a president, so you should just listen and bow to me. No. They are balanced children. Their energies are very, very balanced, and it's already in their nature. They don't need to work hard for it. So to those who are concerned, I'm bringing this to the forefront because it should be. It should be to the forefront. The world is in ascension right now, so I'm going to be talking about things that everyone should be aware of, okay? As to who are these spiritual beings? Why are they here? What is their purpose? What is their mission? Okay? And if you have a child who's an indigo, you should email me. If you're not sure, email me. I'll tell you. And I'll know. I'll know by many things. Even just looking at your child, I will know. Okay? Again, these are things that, again, if you don't believe me that Greta Thunberg is an indigo child, look it up. Look her up. Understand her as a person, as who she is, what she stands for. And you'll understand. It makes sense. Ask any light worker who knows what indigo children are, who have their third eye open, who sees that they are indigo children. Ask them. I challenge you, ask them. If you don't believe what I'm saying, again, right? I told you guys, don't just believe what other people say. You know, make your own judgment. You know, do research. Don't just trust anybody. But see, I'm the type of person, if I tell you something, I will give you an explanation. And if I need to be specific, I will be specific. The purpose here is to be aware. To be consciously aware that indigo children exist and that many other spiritual beings exist. It does not matter race, it does not matter color, it does not matter age. Indigo children are smarter than adults. Smarter than the norm, or what people say is normal. You know. Again, this is the things that I really want to talk about, and I really want to get you guys to start thinking about and start analyzing, start, you know, researching about it. Why do they exist? Why are they here? Why is it when Greta Thunberg was up there, it did not matter if you were red or blue, you admired this child? And how do I know that? I know. It did not matter anything. You just knew that, yes, this child makes sense. This child is just admiring. Because that's the purpose of indigo children. Indigos were brought here on Earth, okay, and there's many of them. There are a lot who's still, you know, growing, hasn't reached the age of Greta Thunberg, but they're gonna come out of the surface. And those children who look up to Greta Thunberg, why? What's that gonna do? It's gonna influence these children to think like Greta Thunberg, to act like Greta Thunberg, to be in high vibration like Greta Thunberg. That's why. Why? Because she's an indigo child. It's a chain reaction for everyone. It's the same as twin flames. There are many celebrities who are twin flames who have made a difference in the world. There are many celebrities who, you know, even artists who made music that are twin flames. Why? Again, it's the same. We're here for a mission. We're here for a reason. And this is exactly it. This is why I want to talk about it. So if you guys want to comment below, make a discussion, you know, have any other questions, do let me know. Email me. Okay? And how I know if you are an indigo child, it depends on your birthday as well. If you look here on January, right? Look at her birthday. Okay? Indigo children were meant and destined to challenge leaders. Yes. As a child, they are meant to challenge leaders. They are meant to challenge your leadership. They are meant to challenge your beliefs. And it's very much confrontational. Yeah, these kids in heaven, they were the ones that their parents were so proud of, because they were so grateful to the divine to even have them as their child. And they didn't want to ask for anything else. They didn't need anything else. They just felt that the happiness, the grateful energy of just being honored to be that child's mother, that child's father. Because they were they were the type of children that they're born leaders. They have been leaders. It's in their divine blood, their divine DNA. It is who they are, what they are. And there is no one who can question them. No one who could tell them what to do. No one who could teach them what's right or wrong, because they already know. Because the divine's wisdom in what's right and wrong is already embedded in their soul. And once they're born, they even know. They know that, oh, they were my family last year or the last lifetime. You know, that's where I used to live before I came into this body. See, these indigo children, that's not their true identity. What you see in their physical form, what you see in the hair, no, that's not their true form. Okay? I want to make that clear. These are indigos. These are children that should be respected. And they don't just ask, they don't even ask for that respect. It's automatic. Once that child starts talking, every word that comes out of that child is a blessing to the listener who is listening. I'm say that right now because you guys have no idea. These indigo children, they're not a joke. They're not the typical, okay, that you can manipulate. No. Are there indigo children who were brought up in an abusive family? Yes. But guess what? Those who chose that, they chose to be in that situation. And then after they die, they come to an awakening that, oh, you know, I didn't make a change as I wanted to. I didn't affect the family that I wanted to as much as I wanted to. I wanted to make, you know, my mom, my dad stop this madness, stop beating me, stop abusing me. But it wasn't enough, so I'm going to try again. I want to reincarnate again. I want to be in the same family again. I want to go through it again. So then maybe I could do something different. That's the conviction of these indigo children. They are unstoppable. Unstoppable. And they are voluntarily the ones who went to the divine and went to the archangels and said, no, we want to be part of it. Yeah. And they're the ones who lead groups of children. You will see them in grade school. Why? Why is it needed to even have indigo children? Because we live in a system that is flawed when it comes to education, and you know that very well. It does not matter if you're a doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, you know what I'm saying is true. You know what I'm saying is true. Many children nowadays are bullies, okay? It's so harsh. It's so harsh. What is the purpose of an indigo child? To be there, to influence the good. This is just a small imprint of why there's spiritual beings here. It's a small imprint of it. It's broader than that. And this is just the proof that I'm putting here. It's just for you guys to have that logic, to test your logic that, oh, this does make sense. This is really what's going on. And yeah. It's because the problem here is that people forget to believe, to have hope and faith that the divine does hear your prayers. The divine does exist. I mean, spirits exist, ghosts exist. Don't you think the divine exists? You know? Those who are closed-minded and focused on religion and focused on how religion dictates their movements, dictates how they live their life, these are people who have been chained for so long. Why do you think twin flames were brought up in a in a religious home is to question that. It's no different from indigo children. Why did indigo children voluntarily go to abusive homes to experience that kind of life? It's to challenge. How do children in the government system handle abuse in children? How do they put attention to children who are abused? So why is it needed that many children die every day because they were brought up in an abusive home? Or why do children do drugs and this and that? It's because they're part of it. That's the mission, is to change again, to change what is wrong. So they sacrifice their reincarnation to make that change. Of course, not all the time it's going to be successful. That's why I said there are indigo children who awaken and realize that, oh, I miss my brother that I had. Why I just woke up and I'm in this body. I don't know this body. But that used to be my house in the corner. And then when a psychologist researches about the history of this person, this child, he's trying to understand logically what's really going on and why it happened. But it's more than that. It's spiritually. And there was a documentary about an indigo child that I also want to share to you guys. He lived in, I think was that Europe. It's kind of like a farmland near the ocean. And he woke up and he was like, oh, I don't know. And this brought tears to my eyes. I'm telling you, indigo children, I respect indigo children. I do. I love them very much because they are the children that they have that confidence like no other. It's like no other. It does not matter what you are, where you're from. You do not want to be in a confrontational debate with an indigo child. You don't want to be, okay? But again, it's for everyone's benefit. I mean, if an indigo child challenges you in a confrontational debate about what's right, what's wrong, what should be done, it's because that child wants to put an awareness to the entire world and will have an audience. Every indigo child, when they do their mission that they're here for, that they were reincarnated for, it's with an audience. It's with an audience that is unstoppable. And that is exactly what Greta Thunberg did. Don't believe me? Look it up. Look at what she did. Look at how she presented herself. Look at the debates. These are indigo children. This is what a true indigo child is. Okay? So those of you who think that your indigo child has something wrong because they're not following you, no, they're not meant to follow anybody. Let's get that clear. They're not meant to be followers. They are leaders. Even though they're a child. A child is just a face. It's just a facade. It's not who they truly are. Okay? They're born leaders. And if you are a leader that's not, you're questionable to an indigo child, and they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop until they get the result. Anyway, this is all I want to talk about today. So hopefully, you guys like it, subscribe if you haven't, and those who subscribe, thank you.